Hi, I'm Steve Shelburne, owner and operator of Shelburne RV here in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee. Well, good morning. Welcome back. Here we are an exact week from Christmas. Hard to believe this year's almost gone. Thanks for watching, guys. I got several things this morning. We got a River Ranch that came in with some work. You guys have seen videos on that before on the River Ranch stuff. So we're going to talk about that. And then we've got a floor and some other stuff we're working on. So let's go up here and we'll see what the boys are into. Mr. Lewis is in here tearing this River Ranch down. Now, you wonder why these things never worked. That was never sealed. All this over here was never sealed. All this is pulling air back into this air unit. I mean, all this has got to be sealed up. But now with us doing the duct work, we won't never had no problem with none of this. Okay, so we've got all this apart. Now you can see that one's done fell down, so it's sucking air from out there. It's not sucking air from that return. It's got to come from there, guys. But now look at all the trash that's down in here. Look at this. All that stuff's piled up on this coil and not allowing the air to return. Now that one's all blowed out. So again, this was never going to work correctly. We get the new ductwork in there, this will fix all this. Okay, so here's another problem we found with the River Ranch. Now this flap should be closing when the air conditioner's off, and you can see somebody put a screw in there to keep it from doing that. So this has got to be resolved, because when that furnace runs, hot air will come back through here. And there's a flapper just like this on the other end of this furnace right here. So no cold air can come into here when the air conditioner's running, and no hot air can go into there when the furnace is running. So we're going to go in here and fix this and make sure this is all correct, because that door obviously plays a pretty critical point in this. The other issue we ran into when we pulled this out was, here's the duct bill that goes in the bottom of the air conditioner. Now, we've talked many times about this in other videos. Here's the correct duct bill that's supposed to be in this unit. And remember, this pan that's inside this unit is catching all the condensation from this coil. And so we want that to build water up inside there, because that keeps the fan with so much velocity from pushing all the water up into the coach. So this keeps the water in that pan. Well, when you do this and straight pipe it, don't really work that way. You get a lot of condensation that starts coming up here, and that's where you start seeing rust, and a lot of water can potentially get up inside there. So we obviously want to resolve this correctly, and then we're going to build a pan. All the other ones we've worked on have a pan that goes in here and the water drips into and it gets out of there. So we're going to fix that the correct way, and then that'll resolve that little problem. So here's the Sanibel that had all the bad plumbing inside here, and they are close and done to having all the plumbing resolved, and they're just putting all the fascia and all back on there. But you can see what all they had to cut out here to make this work, and then by doing that, hopefully we won't have no more water coming down through that bay right there. Okay, so Mr. Lewis has got the ductwork fitted in there, as you can see. Once he puts some self-tapping screws in there, this is the only place it'll have to be taped. Then when the unit goes in, it'll push up against that. Now we'll reach in here and tape these areas, but it'll be up against that where it'll get a full draw on it. So, and then I had to make a pan, because remember that was wrong. So we've got the drip pan in there. He's got that resolved. And then the recall points there, and there was one back up there. He's got them done. So just a matter of getting that all screwed up in there and then sealed real good with tape. So next project in here is a 2017 Hyperlite. Now this one here actually is down from northern New York. I had a tree fall on it, and the customer didn't trust anybody in that area. So it came all the way from upstate New York to Shelburne RV for us to put a roof on it. So tree fell on this one. Mr. Lewis is actually into it now, getting ready to pull everything apart, but we're gonna have this one tore down and stripped and ready for a new roof here in just a little while. Had a 2022 Salem that came in for some warranty work. Now this camper, they've been out twice in this thing, so they say. But I want to show you some of this. Look at this. Bed came loose, fell down. Did that. Sink. Made a crack right there. Got one over here. Got one over here. Trim down here, coming apart. Yeah, brand new camper, guys. Crazy. We're up here doing a quick inspection of the roof. Look at this. But on top of that, look at that. There's no sealant. They laid it on top of there, but there's no sealant. This is a brand new camper, guys. And you can see how bad it is down there. Okay, so one of the next projects in here is this open range by Allegro, Tiffin Motorhome. It's got the Schwintek slide out system. Now you can see he's got this one pulled apart, but the shoe has actually failed and part of the metal is all up inside the rail here and it's caused a failure in that. And you can see how bowed it is and what's going on there. So yeah, definitely has ripped all this apart. And of course, has damaged all this stuff. Now, Brandon, show me this motor real quick. This is one of the things Brandon was showing me how bad. Yeah, so see that? Yeah, that's a problem too. So they're gonna be working on getting this one tore out so we can start looking at putting a new replacement in this. All right, back on the Hyperlite. See what kind of wood damage we had going on here. So yeah, you can see where that tree had got that and damaged all that wood up top there. So rest of the roof actually looks pretty dang good. I mean, the only thing that I don't like is how they did this edge right here. So we're gonna have to go in here and fix all that. Because remember, that sharp edge is not a good thing. So we'll resolve all that. But yeah, the roof actually is not, the decking's not really that bad of shape, so really not a bad looking roof. But both of these pieces of plywood will have to be replaced. Get that up there, get it fixed. So other than that, looking okay. Well, happy New Year. We're back here on this bright 2024. Hope everybody had a great holiday with your families. Thanks for all the comments on the last video. We did have a Merry Christmas. We did have a Happy New Year. The boys were actually off last week, the week between Christmas and New Year's. I had a couple that worked, and then of course I was here burning. I was trying to get all the property cleared and burned back there on the storage lot, and it was a good week for that. The wind wasn't really blowing real hard and didn't have no rain. I was able to get it all cleared out and burned, so it was a good week for that. So thanks everybody again. Glad you're back. Got several projects going on here today. I know I've got a basement area that's coming in later today. We'll get rolling on it, and then the boys have got several projects in there that are waiting to be worked on. So let's go around and check that out. Happy New Year, welcome back. All right, well, one of the other projects the boys have been working on, we had this little landscaping trailer come in, and the gentleman had said that, of course, he's all over the place with this trailer. You know, he told me the thing probably got 1 million miles on the trailer. But a couple years ago, he had put axles on this thing because he had bent an axle. And so he brought it in because the brakes didn't work. Let me show you what we found out. Well, one of the first things that they found out when they were doing this was just the simple fact that the wiring had come undone. And you can see the seal is blowed out in that. And so all the, you know, we got a lot of grease in there, got a lot of grease in here. But the other thing that's concerning, look at this. That's a problem. And let me show you this over here, because 3 out of the 4 backing plates, look at here. 3 out of the 4 backing plates were actually loose. So it may have been a good thing that the brakes weren't even working, just because the backing plates being loose, that thing would have just wallered out the holes in the axle. Would have been a problem for that. But anyways, they're going to get into there. They're going to clean that out, pull that apart, see what's going on, so we can get those tightened up. But, you know, little simple stuff like that cause a big problem. All right, so Mr. Lewis had a basement air come in. We're working on a 6538-751. Now, this is a little bit of an odd unit. They only did this for a couple years, and I'll show you what's going on here. So not really anything wrong with the unit, just doing a good service on it, and you can see Lewis is getting it cleaned out. But notice how this one's got the outdoor fan is actually a fan. That's just a single speed fan versus a 2-speed fan with a squirrel cage that would normally be inside there. But what's kind of odd about this one is because it's kind of hard to see, he's got it all foamed up, these valves with the capillaries. This is how it controls the flow of fluid through here. Now, they, again, only did this for a couple years, and there's no replacement for those. You just got to buy some universal ones when they go bad, and then you got to start adjusting on them to get the flow correctly through there. So it's a little bit of an odd unit. These units work good, but the Shelburne replacement unit does replace this if this one was to ever be a problem. All right, well, Mr. Lewis has got this one done, ready to pull it out of the shop here. Got some insert trim we still got to put in there, but he's going to do that over in another bay because we've got some other customer pay stuff we got to do to this one. But Extreme PVC roofing, ready to go back. This thing's good to go. So Mr. Lewis has got this XLR pulled over here in his bay, and we're going to see what we can do with this right here. Now, obviously, the customer understands there's a little bit, I mean, you had to replace that whole wall, so he's looking for a low-cost solution here. So we're going to tear into this and see what we can figure out here. Brandon's been over here working on an old Airstream that came in with several different projects going on it. And so one of the things was they thought the hot water heater was leaking, so they've got it tore apart at the moment. And doing a little bit of work here to try to determine what's going on there, if there's a leak somewhere else inside this unit. But there's an oldie but a goodie right there. So they're out here doing some testing on the hot water heater. Couldn't really tell. It's so compact in there that it's just a nightmare. So they're going in here. This is a 1962 right here, 1962. So pretty neat little old Airstream. So let me take you inside and show you real quick. You can see he's got the nice checkerboard floor, and evidently he's collected a bunch of different emblems off of different campers over the years. So pretty neat little old Airstream. Got the original Dometic refrigerator. I mean, I've worked on a couple of those years ago, but those parts obviously are gone. All right, well, that's gonna finish us up here this week. Thanks for watching, guys. Now Gary, how did you enjoy Christmas?
Oh, it was wonderful.
And I didn't work you too hard between Christmas and New Year's?
No, not too bad.
Not too bad? Well, I can tell you, Gary had plenty to eat. He came over the house a few times, and he had plenty. Yeah, look at that, plenty to eat there at the house, Shelburne House, over the weekend. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for all the comments. Happy New Year's. Welcome back. And remember, this video is
Cousin Gary approved.
Y'all take care.